Hello everyone! Today in this video, I am going to explain line by line the famous Sonnet 106 by William Shakespeare in detail. But if you are new to my channel, please like the video and subscribe the channel. Well, let me first tell you the background of it, then understanding will be a piece of cake for you. Actually, in this sonnet, Shakespeare reflects on how poets of the past praised beautiful people, noble ladies, and brave knights, and how their descriptions now seem like prophecies, as if they were unknowingly writing about someone living in Shakespeare's own time, his beloved. He says that even though those past writers described beauty well, they didn't fully capture what he now sees in his lover. In the end, he admits that even people of the present day are so amazed by this beauty that they are left speechless. They can admire it, but not describe it properly. Now let's go through it line by line. When in the Chronicle of Wasted Time, in this opening line, Shakespeare is talking about reading through old historical records or stories. The word chronicle means a written history of past events, and wasted time refers to time that has already passed and is now gone. So when he says, when in the Chronicle of Wasted Time, he means when I read the written records of past ages that are now long gone. He is reflecting on how past poets and writers described the beauty of people who lived in those days. The phrase gives the feeling of looking back at ancient times that, while once full of life, are now distant and almost forgotten. Shakespeare sets the stage for the poem by showing us that he is drawing comparisons between the beauty written about in history and the beauty he sees in his own time. And then say, I see descriptions of the fairest whites. It means that when he reads old historical records or poems, as mentioned in the previous line, he comes across descriptions of very beautiful people. The word fairest means most beautiful, and whites is an old word that simply means people or beings. In this context, it refers to both men and women. So he is saying, I read about the most beautiful people of the past. These could be noble ladies, handsome knights, or other admired figures from history. Shakespeare is noticing how past writers praised these individuals for their physical beauty, and he is reflecting on how those portrayals compare to someone he admires in the present. And beauty making beautiful old rhyme. Here Shakespeare is saying that beauty itself inspired the creation of beautiful poetry in the past. The phrase can be understood as, the beauty of those people from long ago made the old poets write beautiful poems or old rhyme. Here, rhyme means poetry, and making beautiful means improving or enhancing, so beauty made poetry even more beautiful. In simple words, Shakespeare is saying, the beauty of those people from the past made the old poems, they appeared in more charming and elegant. He's reflecting on how the presence of beauty helped create lasting, lovely works of literature. In praise of ladies, dead and lovely knights. It means that the old poems he is reading were written to honor and admire women and brave knights who have died long ago. The word praise means to speak highly of someone. Ladies dead refers to beautiful women from the past who are no longer alive. And lovely knights are noble, handsome warriors who were admired in their time. In simple words, he is saying these old poems were full of admiration for the graceful women and heroic knights of earlier times. Shakespeare is looking at how poetry has always celebrated beauty and nobility, even for those who are now gone. And then says, then in the blazon of sweet beauty's best. Now Shakespeare is talking about how those old poems describe the finest details of a person's beauty. The word blazon means a detailed and poetic description, often used in literature to describe someone's physical appearance. Sweet beauty's best refers to the most perfect and attractive features a person can have. So, in simple terms, Shakespeare is saying, in those poems, I see detailed praises of the best and most beautiful features of people. He is noticing how poets of the past celebrated beauty by describing it very carefully and lovingly, of hand, of foot, of lip, of eye, of brow, Shakespeare gives examples of the features that were described: hands, feet, lips, eyes, eyebrows. These are the parts of the body that poets used to write about in great detail, praising each one. In simple terms, you can say, Shakespeare is saying these poets wrote about every beautiful part of a person, from their hands to their feet, their lips, eyes, and even their brows, showing how deeply they admired physical beauty. This line continues the idea of the blazon, where each part of the body is lovingly described to express someone's overall attractiveness. I see their antique pen would have expressed. Now he is referring to the poets of the past and their style of writing. The word antique means old or ancient, and pen symbolizes their writing or poetry. The phrase would have expressed means they would have described or captured in words. So in simple terms, Shakespeare is saying, I believe those old poets, with their traditional way of writing, would have described something very similar to the beauty I now see before me. He's basically suggesting that the beauty they tried to capture in their poems long ago is the same kind of beauty that exists in the person he is speaking to, perhaps even predicting it without realizing it. Even such a beauty as you master now. Shakespeare is saying that the beauty described by poets of the past is the same kind of beauty that the person he is speaking to possesses right now. The phrase such a beauty means that kind of beauty, and you master now means you have or embody at present. In simple terms, he is saying the beauty that the old poets tried to describe in their poems is exactly the kind of beauty you have today. Shakespeare is suggesting that the person he's talking to is the living example of the ideal beauty those ancient writers only imagined. Are you getting the point? So all their praises are but prophecies. This is a key line. It means that all the praise given by poets in the past was not just admiration of people from their own time. It was more like a prediction or prophecy of the beauty that exists now in the person he is speaking to. The word praises refers to compliments or admiration written in old poems, and prophecies means predictions about the future. So in simple terms, Shakespeare is saying all the compliments written by past poets were actually predicting his beloved's beauty today. He suggests that the beauty they described wasn't fully real until now it comes true in the person he's addressing. Of this our time, all you prefiguring. Shakespeare is saying that his beloved was foreshadowed or hinted at in the poetry of the past. The word prefiguring means representing or symbolizing something before it actually exists, like a preview or early sign. So in simple words, he's saying all those past poems were actually painting a picture of you, even before you were born. The beauty described in ancient times was unknowingly pointing forward to the unmatched beauty of the person in Shakespeare's own time. And for they looked but with divining eyes. It means that the poets of the past were not writing from direct experience, but rather from intuition or imagination. The phrase divining eyes suggests that they were trying to foresee or sense something spiritual or mystical, almost like fortune tellers. In simple terms, he's saying, those old writers could only guess or imagine true beauty because they hadn't actually seen someone as beautiful as you. Their eyes were not witnessing real beauty. They were just imagining it, as if predicting the future. Are you getting the point? And then says, they had not skill enough your worth to sing. Now, Shakespeare is saying that the poets of the past were not talented enough to fully describe or praise the true value and beauty of the person he's writing about. The phrase "your worth to sing" means to express your greatness in poetry or song, and "had not skill enough" means they lacked the ability or talent to do so properly. In simple terms, he is saying, even if those old poets tried, they didn't have the writing skills to truly capture how amazing you are. Your beauty and value are beyond what they could ever put into words. For we, which now behold these present days. Now Shakespeare speaks about people in his own time, including himself. He is saying that we who are alive right now and witnessing the world as it is today have the advantage of seeing true beauty with our own eyes. The word behold means to see or observe, and these present days refers to the current time period. So in simple terms, he means we, living in the present, can actually see the amazing beauty of the person he's praising with our own eyes, something the poets of the past could only imagine. This line sets up a contrast between the limited vision of the past and the direct experience of the present. Have eyes to wonder, but lack tongues to praise. This closing line is powerful. Shakespeare is expressing a powerful idea. We can see and admire extraordinary beauty, but we do not have the words to describe or praise it properly. The phrase eyes to wonder means that people can look at something with amazement or awe, while lack tongues to praise means they are unable to speak or express that admiration in words. In simple terms, Shakespeare is saying, even though we witness your incredible beauty right in front of us, we are speechless. We don't have the skill or poetry to do justice to what we see. It's a humble admission that some beauty is so great, it goes beyond language. I hope you have enjoyed this lecture, but please don't forget like and subscription to the channel. Thank you.